What's up, YouTube? This is 108 Wolverine. Last weekend, I had the pleasure of taking my first defensive pistol class, and I just wanted to do a short review, basically on the class. The place where I took it was Georgia Protective Measures, and my instructor, who was Mr. Robert Wilson. Some of you in the YouTube community may also know him as 9mm Parabellum, was the instructor of the class. I took his basic defensive pistol class, which was $185, and I think the class was really worth the investment. Um, Mr. Wilson has an extensive military and law enforcement background, and also experience as a private contractor. So he's very knowledgeable in everything that he was teaching. The class is basically a 2-day class. The first day is a classroom day, and we're basically in the classroom. The second day was range day, and everything was done on the range. Approximately the last 30 to 45 minutes of the range day, you take your range test, and in order to pass the class, you have to pass the range test. But if you paid attention in both the classroom and while taking your range lesson, you shouldn't have any problems in passing the class. That's not to say that the class is a cakewalk or that Instructor Wilson is a softy, because he's definitely not. As a matter of fact, if you are the type of person who doesn't follow instruction very well, or don't like being yelled at, don't take his class. Because he will get in your ass if you make mistakes and don't basically follow the instructions that he has given, or you fail to follow proper technique. But that's one of the things that I really liked about the class, because while he's getting in your case, or he's laying into you for correcting your mistakes, it can kind of become stressful in terms of trying to listen to him and also on focusing on what you're doing. And with that level of stress going up, and trying to correct, the mistakes that you're making, no matter what it be, sight alignment, or something as simple as checking for additional threats. It can become kind of stressful, and if you can handle that stress in that particular situation while you're on the range, then you're better prepared and more equipped for the stress that you have to handle in actually dealing with a real life gunfight or real life situation where you have to actually use your weapon to defend yourself. I really learned a lot from the class in terms of information that I already knew, things that I didn't know, and things that I thought I knew where I had, either wrong information or I was using improper techniques. After taking the class, I feel more confident in being able to handle myself in a situation where I may have to potentially use my weapons. Feel more confident if I was in a situation where I had a weapons malfunction and I had to, clear and reload my weapon. or being able to deal with multiple threats, in one situation. My shot placement has gotten better, and that's something that Instructor Wilson stresses. He has a saying that it's not the first person who shoots, but it's the first person who hits. And he really, really helped me out in terms of, my shot placement and being able to put my rounds where I need them to go. I'm by no means a stranger to weapons and handling weapons, but to give you an example, here are some before and after targets of, when I would go to the range. The target to the left is a target from 3 months before me taking Mr. Wilson's class. As you can see, that target pretty much so looks like Swiss cheese. There's no grouping. The rounds are all over the place. And basically 2 days after taking his class, when I went back to the range by myself again, the target on your right, as you can see, there's a big difference. There's more of a grouping. My targets are more confined within one area, of the target. And that's pretty much so what you want when you go to the range. Also, here's another set of targets from before and after. And with these two targets, you will also see the same thing. The target on the right, as you can see, it pretty much so looks like Swiss cheese. And the target on the right, I'm sorry, the first one was the left, and then the one on the right, you can see there's a great improvement, 100% improvement over placing my shots more in the center of the target. So those are just a few things that, in terms of taking this class that, I was taught and things that I received. I highly recommend anybody in Georgia or the Atlanta area that's looking for a defensive pistol class to look him up. You can go to his website, which is georgiaprotectivemeasures.com, or like I said, he does have a YouTube channel, which I will put a link in the description box, but it's 9mm Parabellum 0321. If you get a chance, he has a couple of his classes that he recorded actually on his channel, and he also has some other instructional videos. Part of my goal for myself is to take at least 2 more defensive pistol classes and a defensive or tactical shotgun class before the end of the year. If I'm able to, which I want to do, if I'm able to purchase my rifle before the end of the year, then I also want to take a tactical rifle class. But I urge you, if you carry a weapon as part of your EDC, or you have a weapon in your home, period, find a class near you and take a class. Get as much training and education in terms of using and handling that weapon as possible. This is Wolverine 108, and I'm out.